of course, get some feedback. So none of this is set in stone yet. I'm just going to preface the team. If you guys have suggestions or recommendations for improvements, especially when it comes to the menu, I'm open. We can certainly pivot and make some changes. I tried to really think about some of the dietary restrictions that we had that for folks that are coming. So if we need to add some additional items, remove some items, you guys want to change some stuff around, I'm all ears.
Awesome. And Adam, what's the drop off, like the official drop? I know we had registration closing Friday, but like obviously anyone who register this weekend, they're fine. But if anyone
No
else
drop
were to
off.
join, okay, we're good. Like
Yeah,
as far as
I
like
mean,
supplies and stuff, will be okay. Like if anyone
yeah,
straggles in late this week.
barring anybody registering and like half of our pack just deciding they're gonna packs deciding that they want to go that haven't already registered, we're good. If we have a few that trickle in last minute, that's no big deal. I just registered today, so
Awesome. Cool.
yeah, I'm a little late
There's a new
to the game.
family. There's a new family that just joined on 1776, and they did register. I just saw them, but they were just making sure that was okay. And I'm like, oh, more the merrier. So that's perfect. But just a quick call out, Adam. I don't think this is in your presentation. If you haven't already paid, do go ahead and get the payment solidified. That would be great. So if you have any questions, I don't know, Adam, if you added the website to the presentation. Okay, cool. We can show them how to get to that in a little bit. Cool. Well, I am recording this, so I plan to upload this into our website, like I have been doing for our meetings. And the people who told me who they couldn't make it, I already told them that I would send them the recording, so we can probably go ahead and get started.
Fantastic. My screen should be coming online now. Let me know when you guys can see it.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So Spooky Cub Campout at Woodruff, as you all know. Important information that you guys are going to want to know about are check-in, check-out, parking, and campsite. These are the first questions that everybody asks. What time can I show up? What time do I need to leave? Where are we camping? And parking instructions. That's actually, I put that in there because Woodruff is a stickler for parking in the designated parking spots. I need to reach out to the ranger that is on staff to find out whether parking is going to be at our site. So 2 years ago when we did Woodruff camping, or a year and a half ago, we did Woodruff camping. Our parking was at the site that we were camping at, site number 2. There were spots in front of the campsite that they allowed us to park. However, I was just there 2 weekends ago, and they required all cars to be in the parking lots, which are it's a short walk, but it's a little bit different. So I will find out from the ranger where we need to park, where that designated parking area is, and we'll update folks on Tuesday.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
For people who are arriving on Saturday, could you please also find out, can we pull up our cars to the campsite Saturday morning? And what time do we have to be in a parking lot and no longer driving?
Yes. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, great call out on that. I would imagine because there are no sanctioned events that they're going to be a little bit looser with our rules than they would be on a weekend like you guys were just at, and a weekend like I was at, where we had multiple folks out there. So let me just write that down. Saturday arrival.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, assuming, yeah, it is a great question, because if there is indeed no other council or district events, to Adam's point, we should be able to park all somewhat around our campsite area. But let's find out for sure. And we'll have that prepared for Tuesday in our parent meeting, that answer.
Great questions. Check-in is after 4 p.m. on Friday. I'll be there early because I do this every time. I'll be there hopefully ahead of time to start setting up. I sweet talk the ranger, and they usually let me in. I don't think if anybody wants to come a little earlier, just let us know and we'll coordinate.
Yeah, because it's short days for anyone who's in Cobb County schools. It's a half day. So all the kids are out at noon. So if you feel like getting on the road earlier, it really shouldn't be a problem. I've always gone in early and they're fine with it. It's because this is our own pack going, and not like it's not an actual district or council event. We have a little bit more flexibility on some of the stuff.
Yeah, great point. I recommend coming early if you can.
Yeah,
Skip the traffic. I've driven up there a few times in the last couple of weeks, and the earlier you can get out, the nicer drive it is.
it is. Yeah.
I'll update this time on Tuesday, so I'll talk to the ranger and find out how early we can check in, and then I'll update this as well. Checkout is before 10 a.m. on Sunday. This is a pretty solid rule. What I'll need help with from everybody is just tearing down camp before you leave. Make sure that we've got everyone at least putting stuff by the trailer so we can pack up the trailer and get out of there by 10. Historically, it's been a few of us just lingering behind and doing the last minute things. So we'll tap people for help and we'll get you guys to help us pack out. And then most importantly, where are we camping? It's campsite 2. So that have been to Woodruff before and have camped with us before at Woodruff, you'll recognize the site. It's the largest campsite that they have at Woodruff. It actually has 2 pavilions. Laura, you'll be happy because I know you were in campsite 1. I was also in campsite 1 a week and a half ago with Wood Badge. So much larger than campsite 1. We have a ton of covered space. As a matter of fact, I don't think we need to bring our pop-ups because we have so much covered space. We should be good to go. For
And
those that are
Adam,
interested,
oh, sorry,
yeah.
go ahead. Keep going.
No, I was going to say for those that are interested to know, we do also have electricity. So if there are any parents that need CPAPs or need to plug things in, we'll bring a bunch of extension cords. I would also recommend if you do need electricity overnight to bring some extension cords. You might need to tap off of an extension cord depending on how far away you are in your tent. But we do have electricity. Go ahead, Becca.
And I was just going to say, just because there's going to be some people coming later in the evening, we might want to grab the map that was in our last presentation and plug that in to our presentation on Tuesday, or this one here that we send out, just so, unless, did you add it and I missed it? I don't think I saw it in here. The
No,
map.
yeah, good point. Yeah, I'll put a map in, a driving map, for those that
Well,
haven't been to Woodruff, and for those that have been to Woodruff, it's when you drive in and they make you kind of drive around all of the campsites. It's the first road on the right. So when you go around the maintenance building, you'll make an immediate right at the first opportunity you have and go up that road. That road will take you straight to our campsite.
yeah, that is a little tricky going behind the maintenance building. So we might just want to make, if that makes sense, if everyone thinks, but I just know sometimes they push you out in front of where the lake is. So we might just want to make
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll zero in on that.
Yeah, and
With the
sometimes the
ranger.
maintenance gates are closed at a certain time at night, so we might just want to push everybody to go around it. If you know the way for the maintenance way, do it. But I would, for the map purpose, I would actually push them around the lakeway, just to be safe. Yeah.
All right, on to the meat and potatoes. So, what to pack? We are going to have a whirlwind of weather this weekend, and we'll touch on that in a minute. But the most important thing to pack is your mess kit, of course. We're a leave no trace pack. I guess 2 packs, combined packs, which just means we want to reduce our footprint, right? We don't want to bring disposable cookware and eating and silverware and stuff like that. So we are a mess kit pack. So if you don't have a mess kit, Walmart's your best place to go get one. They're super, super cheap, or you can just go to the dollar store and get a plastic plate and a set of silverware. I always bring a bunch of extra disposable stuff for those that forget. It always happens at every camp out. So don't worry if you do happen to forget. We'll have a few mess kits that we can share with team or with folks. But do remember to bring your mess kit. Tumbler for coffee and hot cocoa. That's for every camper. So if your son or daughter likes hot cocoa, be sure to bring a tumbler for them. And if you like coffee, you'll remember to bring your tumbler. I promise. Camp chairs. So there are picnic tables in the pavilions that we'll have available to us to eat. There are a lot of picnic tables. But you're also going to want to bring some camp chairs for the campfire program and just other areas around camp. So bring your camp chairs. Class A uniform for flag ceremonies. I know we kind of prepped everybody to do a what was that, a uniform inspection. I'm not sure if we're actually going to do one. It may be a surprise uniform inspection, but regardless, please have your scouts bring their Class A uniforms. They'll we'll post the colors in the morning, raise the flag, and then they can change back into their Class Bs. Class Bs, for those that don't have a Class B from 770, let us know. I think we have a few extras. I know we might have some newcomers. This is for scouts, Class Bs. So let us know if you need one. And then 1776, folks, I think you guys have a surplus as well. So I think you have a new scout that's just joining. We'll just want to make sure they have their Class Bs for all of the other activities on Saturday. Scouts do not need to wear Class Bs on Friday, and they don't need to wear Class Bs on Sunday. So don't worry about them getting dirty. They just have to wear them on Saturdays, on the Saturday. Medical forms. Becca, I don't know where we are with medical forms. We did collect a bunch. Hopefully we have all of them. But if you are new to our packs and you haven't filled one out yet, this is a BSA requirement. We actually cannot camp or be on property without a medical form. So please fill one out. If you need a link to those, I'll show you where to find that on our 770 website. They are BSA specific, so look out for that. Cold weather camping equipment. Can't stress this enough. Y'all, it's going to be cold this weekend. Not freezing cold. Those nobody worry. We'll show you the highs and lows, but cold enough where you're going to feel it in the mornings. It'll warm up during the day and then cool at night again. So be sure to bring the appropriate equipment for cold weather.
Oh, and I will say, in the morning, there'll sometimes be dew around the grassy areas. So I would bring an extra pair of shoes. I don't know if you have that on here. If your kids have any kind of like rain boots or hiking boots, especially if they're going to join us on the hiking trails, that would be best for them to have that. If you don't go buy anything, but definitely bring an extra pair of shoes in case it gets too wet. There's been a few cubs over the years that it's just miserable. It's not easy enough to dry those shoes throughout the weekend. So yeah, just be prepared for that. Thanks.
That is a really good point. Woodruff is known for wet grass, dewy grass, so much so that all of the volunteers that volunteer for these programs bring rain boots to walk around in the grass. So just be aware. It can be dewy. Actually, just a good rule whenever you're camping for multiple days is to bring a backup pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Also, if you're planning to shower, hopefully you are, you'll want some shower shoes as well. So and for your kiddos too. So just bring some flip-flops or some rubber shower shoes so that you have those. Shower shoes should not be a replacement or for wet shoes. We still want you guys to be safe and have closed-toed shoes at all times while you're walking around camp. There's sticks, rocks, all sorts of stuff that could cut you up.
Yeah, closed-toed and closed-heeled.
Yeah. Oh, good point. Yeah. Rain gear. You'll see that I have asterisks by both of these. Equipment and rain gear. Cool weather camping equipment, extra sleeping bags. I'll have a few also if anybody forgets some extra stuff. We don't want anyone to be miserable. But rain gear. If you look at the forecast today, it calls for rain in the middle of the night on Sunday morning through our pack out. So be sure to bring rain gear. Hopefully, if everybody remembers to bring rain gear, it will scare the rain away and we won't have it. As they say in Scouts, if you fail to prepare for rain, you will be rained on.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah. I'll have a couple extra ponchos too if anybody needs them. I just have them in my kit. Reusable water bottles for every camper. Please remember to bring these. We have we'll be bringing very limited supply of cups. I know Scouts they love the disposable cups, but if we could push everybody to reusable water bottles, that would be great. We will have water on site, drinking water on site, and plenty of it. So be prepared to use your refillable bottle. We already talked about shoes and clothing. Clothing, though, bring a mix. You don't know what you're going to need. Worst case, pack your car with it. Leave it in your car. You don't need to bring it to camp. So if you wake up and it's freezing, you can run to your car real quick and grab a jacket or something that, you know, keep you dry. Flashlights, and last but not least, costumes. We're going to talk a little bit more about this, Beck. I think we've got an announcement to see if anybody's interested in doing some Halloween type activities late night. But costumes are always fun. If you feel like dressing up, we welcome that. You're absolutely welcome to dress up. Our kids are welcome to dress up too, whatever you guys are comfortable with. It's not a requirement, but if you have one and your kids want to bring it, go for it. We're gonna send this out with to everybody, and we're actually the last couple campouts we wound up posting this on our website, the presentation for those that couldn't make it or just wanted to refer back to it. But this is a sample packing list from the Cub Family Camping presentation that Scouting puts together. I did not put this together, but this is what they recommend that you bring on campouts. I'll go through this. I'm not gonna go through this, but I'll just leave it up for just a second. Are there any questions about supplies or camping equipment? Does anybody need camping equipment? I guess that's the other thing. If anybody needs camping equipment, you don't need to speak up on the call today. You can reach out to myself, Becca, any of your leaders. Let us know. We have extra camping equipment. We've got tents, we've got sleeping bags, we've got sleeping pads. In some cases, I think I have an extra inflatable air mattress. As I mentioned, there is power on site. So if you need to inflate an air mattress, I also have a battery powered air pump. So feel free to bring things that
No,
make you comfy.
you don't need to bring toilet paper. Yeah, this is
Yeah, good call. Yeah, this is the Cub Family camping camp packing list. You do not need toilet paper. The bathrooms, for those that haven't been to Woodruff, it's a top-notch facility. They have bathhouses, they're maintained, they're cleaned regularly. They have full, toilet paper, paper towels, trash cans. You can even find campsites on around that have like private shower stalls that are like a short walk away. So if you want to shower in private and I'll show you where to do that. That's on site.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
real quick, Renee had a huge call out. The headlamps. Absolutely. We need to add that to our packing list. It's a huge help
Yes.
to have the actual headlamps, and they're super cheap at Walmart as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
bikes are
Good call.
bikes are not allowed on Woodruff. So no biking, yeah. Unfortunately, we can bike when we're at Bird Adams, but not at Woodruff, unfortunately. Sorry, keep going.
Weather forecast. So there's 80% chance of sun on Saturday. Looks like we're gonna have a beautiful day on Saturday. 55% chance of cool evenings. So if you're sensitive to the cold, just be prepared for that. Maybe bring a jacket, a couple layers. My favorite thing to do is to layer up so that you can adjust accordingly and you don't have to, go to your tent and change every 5 minutes. And then the big one at the bottom is there is 40% chance of rain on Saturday night. That's today. We all know Georgia weather could change drastically tomorrow. We could get a heat wave and it could be 80 degrees. Who knows? But as of today, it's a 47% chance of rain, which brings me to my next slide. Oh, I've got a forecast here in the middle, but this will give you kind of a rundown hour by hour of what we can expect for Saturday and Sunday. I didn't include Friday because Friday also looks like Saturday, so it's very nice. There's no rain expected on Friday, but I figured most people would be most concerned about Saturday morning and Saturday and Sunday. We can see here at 4, 7, and 10, right when we're packing out, we're going to be hit with some rain. What I will say is for anyone that's interested in helping us pack up at night on Saturday before the rain comes, anything that we can pack up early to avoid some of that in the rain packing would be most appreciated. Saturday schedule highlights. Breakfast, of course. We, as Becca has said many times, we love to eat in our pack, and we're gonna bring the heat. Saturday breakfast is going to be a full-on breakfast burrito buffet. If you don't want to eat it in a burrito, you don't have to. Burritos are just a good vehicle to deliver all the food, but we're going to have bacon, sausage, eggs, salsa. Oh gosh, the whole I guess gamut, if you will, of food. We'll have fruit and yogurt and all that stuff. So lots of good stuff on breakfast on Saturday. Camp activities are, I'll outline those in a few minutes. We've got a lot of fun things planned, and that campfire program, which is also amazing. Bethany and Andrew both have hands up. What can I answer for you guys?
Well, just for breakfast, just wanting to double check eggs and stuff like that. Like no milk or butter will be used for like eggs and sausage.
No, no butter. I will cover this in a minute. I totally saw your registration. We will make sure that there's no cross-contamination. Yeah, 100%.
Is that I'm breaking up to you
Yeah, I
guys?
can't hear Adam. I can't hear you. You're
Oh,
fuzzy. Something happened.
Uh,
Yeah.
There, how
Want to
about
check your audio? Want to check your audio
no?
settings?
I mean, this is where I give my meetings, so hopefully the internet's not going down.
Maybe you want to leave really quick and come back in.
Yeah, let me do that.
Wait,
I'll
you're
leave
working
real
now.
quick.
You're working. It's fine. No, it's good now. We can hear
It's
you.
good now. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bethany, to answer your question, I know your dietary restrictions. There will be no cross contamination. I don't cook the eggs with butter. I will cook the eggs with oil, olive oil, just to make sure that things don't stick. But no butter. No butter in the eggs, no butter in the bacon or sausage. Cool. And Bethany, feel free if there's anything that I need to know because I don't cook for those types of severe allergies on the regular. Please speak up. The last thing I want is for anybody to get sick. One scout sick ruins it for everybody. So the last thing I want is for your daughter to get sick.
I think,
let me know.
and I think I'm not, as we go through the menu, I'll have kind of a better idea. But if we do have butter, like we have, it's just like that Smart Balance butter. I don't know if you're aware of that, but that has no dairy in it, and like we cook
Okay.
with that all the time. So if there were things you wanted to use butter, as long as it
Yeah.
was like that Smart Balance butter, you can get a big tub of it. Like that would be totally.
You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll just buy Smart Balance. That'll take care of all of it because we are gonna have a potato bar on Friday night. I don't know if you're planning to come Friday, and then that'll be left over for anybody that wants to use it. We'll just move to a non-dairy option for that.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. And then the campfire program, we're going to talk about that. That's probably my favorite part of the camp out is the campfire program. We'll dig into that in a minute. Our breakout sessions. I'm real sorry that I wasn't able to join you guys at our last den meeting where we had a breakout and kind of talked about camping. I was at Wood Badge. So thank you, Becca, for fielding all of the questions. Hopefully today's presentation will cover all of those questions and feedback. But if you have any additional questions, let me know. Andrew, I didn't get to your question though. You had your hand raised and then it went down. Did you have a question?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. So our breakout sessions, and we're going to look at the actual itinerary in just a second, but just to highlight the things that your scouts and you will be doing. We'll be building first aid kits. We did this a couple of years ago. It was a great success. Kids loved it. I build these little Altoid, teach them how to build these little Altoid tin first aid kits. They get a pair of tweezers and some other fun stuff that they can doctor themselves up with. But as one of the 6 essentials, we all have to have a first aid kit. So it was a nice takeaway to have. They'll get to take that home with them. We're also going to be making our own hiking sticks. You don't need to go out in the woods and find one. We'll provide the blanks for you, and the scouts will be able to decorate them. My vision here is to have them, we'll make them today or make them this weekend, and then they'll decorate them this weekend. And every camp out that they have from here on out, they'll take them with them, hopefully, and add a totem to it, add something new. So we're gonna give them their first totem. This weekend, we're going to make some cool macrame skeletons to practice our knot tying and things. But they'll also have a couple of other things that they can decorate and make their walking sticks their own. Of course, fishing and hiking. You know, we don't think of that as a breakout session, but everybody that goes camping, these are their requirements, right? We all want to have an opportunity to kind of bond with nature. So fishing and hiking are absolutely included in our programming for this weekend. Oh, I went backwards. Skit planning. Laurel hopefully is smiling at this. One of our sessions and breakout sessions is going to be skit planning. So it's not necessarily a session, but it is in our schedule. We're going to break out by dens and practice our skits, come up with our skits and practice them. Laura, are you going to ask, like we have in the past, for all of the dens to present their skits or songs? If scouts want to do a song or a joke beforehand, we're going to ask them to do that?
They don't have to present it beforehand, but they have to tell me what they're doing.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, good.
We need to make
Good.
sure that it is appropriate.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then yes, fishing. Thanks, Becca. Fishing poles. They do not offer fishing poles. I am unfortunately Philip Botha is not going to be able to join us. He's got to work this weekend, but he has a ton of extra fishing gear. I have 3 rods and a tackle box. I'll bring all of those. So if anybody has extra gear, bring it. I'll also probably reach out and get a couple of rods just to have. So if folks want to go fishing, and I'll bring some light tackle, right? Some worms and some crickets, maybe if I can get them. But yes, if you have a rod, bring it. But there should be enough of us that have rods and gear that can supplement if need be. The Dutch oven cook-off. So I'm so excited about this. Usually it's not a cook-off. Usually it's Becca and Laura doing their Dutch oven magic and feeding us these delicious cobblers at the end of the night. But it looks like we're going to do some fun Dutch oven cooking and some programming around that. So if your kids are interested in learning how to do that, I know I am, because it's one thing I don't know how to do is Dutch oven cooking. So I'll be in the crowd learning how to do that as well. But we are going to do a Dutch oven cook-off. And Becca, let me know if I need to get some more Dutch ovens. I know a guy that's got some. I can pick those
Actually,
up.
we can also 1776 has offered to let us borrow
Oh
from them
yes,
too.
yes. They have a surplus. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, yeah. And John, I think John already he's been practicing some recipes. So I don't know, John, if you wanted to say anything about what you're going to be what we're competing against, or if you're going to keep that to yourself, or are you going to be showing them? Oh, anyway.
No, I found a couple different recipes, like chocolatey based and fruit based, like the traditional cobblers and stuff like that. So I'll just bring those as options for folks to try out and use.
Cool. And yeah, Bethany, I know that you and John connected already on dietary restrictions. So we are taking that into account, and we will provide the ingredients for the Dutch oven cook-off. So I think that's an important part to that, is that we're bringing all this stuff. You just have to jump in and participate and learn. And lastly, campfire program and flag retirement ceremony. So Laura is amazing at her campfire program. We had such a blast the last time we did it, and I'm so excited to share that with our newcomers that haven't done that with us before. Campfire program in scouting is really special. It's different than if you've gone camping with friends and family. It's a lot different. It's got a structure to it. It's got a start and an end, and it's got some really amazing, activities in the campfire program: skits, songs, laughing, bonding, those kinds of things. All awesome. One thing we're adding back again this year that we did the last time is our flag retirement ceremony. So you'll see that as well. Thank you, John, for putting that together for us. I think one of the biggest things for our scouts to learn is respect. Part of that respect is and duty to country, right? So part of that is, how do you retire a flag that's tattered, torn, worn out properly? It's not just throwing it in the trash. So we really like to teach that. And we'll be doing that at our camp out this weekend. That
And
said,
oh, keep
if
going.
anyone
Keep
has
going.
any
Sorry.
old flags, no, go ahead. If anyone has any old flags, bring them. We can retire them. Yeah, go ahead, Becca.
No. That's perfect. Keep going because I was actually just going to comment. I thought you were done. I wanted to answer Laura's question about the cobbler materials. If you want us to buy the materials, I mean, if you have a preference on the type of cobbler you want to make, get us those ingredients because I mean, I don't really know what everyone wants to make. So you need to find your recipes and send that to Adam and me as soon as possible so we can account that for the shopping list.
I have a big bag of charcoal. I'll bring it. So you don't need to bring charcoal.
No,
I
no,
have
not
a
the
bag of charcoal.
not charcoal, cobbler materials. The question was centered around cobbler materials. So
Oh,
if we're gonna,
okay.
you said no one needs to bring their cobbler materials. We'll buy it all for you. But if you have a preference in the kind of cobbler you want to make, just send that recipe to us and what you need for it, and then we'll add that to the grocery shopping.
Yep.
Or if you want to bring your own stuff too, that's fine.
Yep. Well, this came across way more harsh than it looked when I was planning it. I'm sorry for the color and like the hot pink and red. Um, this is our schedule, our detailed schedule. So let's just quickly touch on all the things that we're doing because I know there's lots of questions about um, what we're planning to do. Breakfast is at 7 to 8. During this time, we're actually going to do, I'm sorry, breakfast prep is 7 to 8. Breakfast is 8 to 9. Um, During breakfast, I'm going to ask that the parents have just a brief sidebar right before we break for opening flag ceremonies to do a safety briefing. We just want to make sure all parents that are on site with us on Saturday morning kind of are aware of the rules like two deep leadership and just kind of where first aid is and what do you need what do you do if you need medical attention, those kinds of things. So we're going to cover a lot of that at the tail end of breakfast right before we jump into our flag ceremony at 9. Breakfast is, you don't want to miss breakfast if you're coming on Friday. Saturday, if you're arriving on Saturday, what we typically do is if you're coming kind of between that lunch and breakfast spot, maybe right after breakfast, if you haven't already eaten breakfast, we typically save all of our leftovers. We have always had leftovers, so we'll save those until lunchtime for anybody that's interested in having a little light bite before lunch. Opening flags are at 9. The really cool thing is we have a flagpole, so we can actually raise the flag. We'll have our, of course, 70, 76, and 770 pack flags. So for those on from 1776, if you could please remember to bring your pack flag, that would be great. We'll take care of the American flag, so you don't need to bring that, just your pack flag. Becca, I see comments coming in the chat, so if you'll just raise those as they come up, that'd be great. That would be helpful for me. Thank you. Break from 9:15 to 9:30, 9:30 to 11:45. This is our main kind of activity time. This is where we're going to do all of our arts, not all, but most of our arts and crafts for the day. We're going to do our first aid kits first, and we're going to do our walking sticks second. We're going to split the kids into 2 groups so that we have 2 sessions running at the same time. And then from there, we're going to go into our morning hike with our newly minted hiking sticks. So hopefully everyone's jazzed up and ready to go. We're returning from that at 11:45. I know I glossed over that really quickly. If anyone has questions about the activities themselves, let me know. I'm happy to dive into those a little deeper. I do also need volunteers. So I'm going to run the med kit building session because I've done that before, teaching the kids how to build their own med kits out of Altoid tins. But I do need somebody to help me with the walking stick kind of building process. I think Katie volunteered to do some arts and crafts stuff. So maybe on that session, but Katie will probably need some help as well with decorations and things like that. So scouts are going to have an opportunity to decorate their staff. It could be, I think I got a wood burnishing kit that you can put your initials in it if you wanted to, or we'll have some lanyards there that they can wrap if they want to make a handle For those scouts that are old enough to whittle, they can whittle their walking sticks as they see fit, those kinds of things. But there'll be time for that and customizing their stick. We're going to break for lunch prep between 12 and 12:30. For those that aren't prepping for lunch, these in between times. So if you say, I'm not prepping for lunch or I'm not prepping for dinner, that's just free time in your day. So one of the things that we really like to do in our pack is give you guys enough time to enjoy the camp, right? It's not just go, go, go all the time. We want you to have some downtime, some time with nature, sometimes explore the Woodruff. Woodruff is magical. If you've never been there, it's a fantastic place. We're going to break for lunch at 12:30 to 1:30. We'll have another break after that just to kind of digest. And then from 2 to 3:30 is going to be our den time. So we touched on this at a little earlier. All of our dens are going to be asked to come up with a skit. Now, if some scouts want to do the skit with their den and do something else like tell a joke or sing a song, they're welcome to do that. We'll have instructions on how they have to submit those and when they need to submit those by. But this is one of the coolest things that is new to me in scouting, but I just had such fun and pleasure doing these campfire skits. We'll talk to you guys about it. We'll teach you it for any of the new scouts and parents that haven't done this before. There's lots of, I guess, tenure and a wealth of knowledge in our packs that can show you guys how to do this. And we've got lots of great skit ideas. So don't be shy. This is a really cool opportunity for our scouts. I think it's going to be fun. 3:30 to 4:30 is knot tying skeleton craft. So we talked about making our walking sticks. The walking sticks will have a hole through them where you can tie a lanyard. And we're going to give scouts their first totem to hang on that lanyard. My vision here is to have scouts bring those walking sticks with them at all future events, and they can continue to adorn their walking sticks with whatever they pick up. Could be a stuffed animal, could be a plushie, could be a lanyard, could be a bead. Lots of ways to make things their own. But we'll have a craft for that. 4:30 to 5, free time again. I know this was a question. There was a question about we had 6 breakout sessions, but only 3 times for breakout sessions. Some of the breakout sessions that were listed on that preliminary sheet were things like knife safety and fire safety, which if you're a lion parent, you say, my son or daughter is not skilled for either of those activities. So these types of activities are really for those scouts that are interested in learning about these things. If any trained leader is willing to do a knife safety course for, if you want to break out and do knife safety for AOLs, you're welcome to do that during this time. Or if folks want to learn about fire safety, we can certainly teach that at a time. It's meant to be kind of an ad hoc opportunity where we can kind of teach the kids how to do these things in a safe environment. We certainly don't want kids that aren't qualified or old enough to learn how to handle a knife to be handling knives. And we're certainly, the other thing to that is we're also not going to provide them. So there's no opportunity where we hand knives out to kids. That's definitely done by the parents and at the den level. Becca, I see a couple questions came in. Were there any questions so far?
I was asking Renee if she could ask Chris to show the fire demonstration. Chris did a really good demonstration for the troop last weekend, like really good. So since he's going to be there, I don't think he's on the call. So like Renee, if you wouldn't mind just asking him, that would be great if we could sign him up for that.
Yeah, and this is a short one. It's 4:30. It's 4:30 to 5. It's really just what I find at camp is kids are either like in a hammock, swinging, they're playing, they're jousting with sticks, things like that, where we can grab them. You can grab folks from your den and teach a couple kids at a time, knife safety and fire safety, those kinds of things. Nothing really structured or programmed.
And Adam, there's a question from Mark. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Renee. Go ahead.
Sorry. Chris is on the West Coast at a conference and he just got out and he's trying to log in. So
does he have the right link?
I sent him the link.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm trying to get him in.
No worries.
So say that again. You want him to do the campfire demonstration?
Yes, like he did it for
if he's free.
Weekend. Yeah.
Okay.
If he doesn't mind, that'd be
Um,
great.
Okay, he's
So-
telling me he needs a. He's probably gonna have to do it through an audio call. Okay.
Renee,
fine.
we can talk again. We can talk again on
Okay.
Tuesday. And there's really no stress for him. It's not. He doesn't have to prep anything. He doesn't. If he wants to, I mean, we'll have hand sanitizer there where he can like use, do that. But if it's
Yeah.
really the goal here with fire safety is to teach our kids about fire rings, to teach our kids about, when do we start a fire, the bucket method, right? Of we need to have a bucket of water whenever we start a
Yeah.
fire, just make sure those types of things for these scouts. It's very basic. So I don't want him to feel like he has to prep anything in advance. And for the 4:30 to 5 session, this is ad hoc. This is anybody that wants to learn how to do this, they're welcome to join. Any leader that wants to teach it, they're welcome to teach it. It's not a requirement. If we don't have anybody that steps up that wants to do it, that's okay. That's just 30 minutes where scouts get to hang out in the woods and
I'm
swing each
sure he
other in
would.
hammocks.
I'm sure he'd love to do it. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
he did it great, and because he also showed like the how you go about building the fire, which I'll tell you, some of our scouts that just crossed over in 770 didn't know how to do that. And so I think this is a great opportunity to start teaching our Webelos and AOLs to get them ready for troop level camping, because that is a really important part of when they cross over. So yeah, he did a really good job. So I'm sure he'll love doing it. But Adam, there's a question from Mark on here about knife safety. And Mark, are you still on the call? Or is that Jackie? I don't quite understand the question completely.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's totally different. It's totally different than whittling. Yeah.
Okay, great. Because like I mean, we've gone camping, and like we'll bring, or the old pack used to bring like a box of like the gloves and a box of like the knives, and it would just be okay.
Yes.
Have adults around, and it's like
No.
circle of blood or whatever it's called, and it's like
No.
put it away. But it wasn't really like a course. So when you said the word course, all of a sudden it's like, oh, this seems more involved than just like whittling. So.
We haven't graduated to that level of sophistication with our training. Our knife safety training is at the den level, so it's usually the den leaders that will do that with the appropriate dens, because our younger dens can't. They're not allowed to do whittle. They're not allowed to have knives. They're not allowed to whittle. So it's usually age prohibitive, and also we ask those dens to have like a formal program. They'll have a whole activity around it. For those scouts that have gone through it, what I like to train after that is just continuing knife safety. We all know that we have to remind our kids 1,000 times, right? On safety, don't cut towards yourself, cut away from yourself. This is just an opportunity for us to reinforce those skills. So in this 30-minute session, it's not necessarily training somebody new on how to use a knife. Maybe it's just for those scouts that are whittling, that want, a little bit of extra encouragement and skill building, to kind of help them with that.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Great question.
But there is knife safety adventures for bears, Webelos, and AOLs. So if that's something you're interested in doing, that there's den time for that. And also for Bethany and Ander, if the AOLs have not done their whittling with the kitchen knife yet, there'll be opportunities this weekend. If you need to have any AOLs get into the kitchen and use a knife, we can have that checked off for y'all's adventure for the AOLs.
Good shout out. That was another question that I think, Becca, you fielded over the weekend was, for these den breakouts, if you're a den leader, are you asked to be ready to have something prepared? No, you are not required to have something prepared. We're not doing advancements unless you want to do an advancement at camp. So if you had your eye on something that might lend itself well, and you have good representation for your den at the camp out where you want to teach something, by all means, you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to teach one of the advancements if you wanted to do that. But I'm going to leave that up to you guys as den leaders, those that are on the call. If you want to do that, awesome. If not, no worries at all. 5 to 6 is dinner prep. If you're not part of the dinner prep team, family time, just hanging out, having family time. 6 to 6:15 is closing flag ceremony. It's really quick. 6:15 to 7 is dinner. Thank you, Laura, for your recommendations and kind of tweaking some of the scheduling. I took some of the suggestions, and we'll see where we differ a little bit in some of these other ones, but I appreciate that. That was very helpful. 7 to 7:30 Dutch oven dessert prep and fire safety building session. So here again, we see fire safety. This is by design. So when I set a fire, I always have scouts that are interested. They all want to learn what's going on. They all want to participate. They want to get the kindling. They want to do those things. So anybody that's interested in learning, oops, keep doing that, fire safety on how to build the fire. And I'm basic fire safety, like everything has to be within the ring. We don't stick our fire, sticks in the fire and then wave them around outside the fire pit. All the fire stays within the ring. Those types of basic fire safety. That's what we'll be teaching. We're not teaching the stop, drop, and roll method or anything like that. But also teaching kids how to build a fire, right? We need the proper supplies. We need the proper types of sticks, those kinds of things. They'll learn how to do that because we're building our fire for the
Hey,
fire
Adam,
program.
one quick note. John brought it up too. I was thinking the same thing. We might want to have, when we're doing the fire preparation where you have listed before, we might want to actually start a fire sooner to make sure we have the coals ready and stuff like that. So that just food for thought, because most of these will take an hour, some take an hour and a half to cook.
We're probably going to have, so that you guys are familiar with Campsite 2. Campsite 2 has a fire pit that you could park a Volkswagen in. It's kind of like it's massive. So we'll probably have a smaller, fire going that we can prep for Dutch ovens, and then we'll plant the bigger fire and build that.
Okay.
Good point though. Everybody loves glow sticks. So I think we have some surplus glow sticks. Katie, I don't know if Katie's on the call, but we're gonna do a free play from 7:30 to 8 right before our campfire program, just to get some of those wiggles out from dinner and things. It's gonna be flashlight tag, glow stick stuff. If you have costumes, you're welcome to change into the costumes and kind of run around and have fun as the sun starts to set. And then we'll start our campfire program at 8. You'll notice that I've gone to 8 to 9:30. That may seem like a really long time. We usually, the campfire program proper itself is about 45 minutes, that we should be able to get through all of our skits and songs and things in that first 45 minutes. And then the remaining time is going to be for our flag retirement ceremony, which is a really somber, I guess, reverent event. We have a moment of silence and, kind of quiet down as things are quieting down. If we don't go all the way to 9:30, that's great. We don't have to go all the way to 9:30, but I'm leaving that time open for us just to kind of finish the campfire program. And one of my favorite things when I'm camping is the campfire. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a structured event. If we all want to hang out for a little bit, finish our dessert, enjoy each other's company until it's time to kind of turn it down at 9:30, that's great. I look forward to that. Lights out are at 10. So, and that's a strict rule. So we turn all lights out at 10. Scouts are expected to be in their camp, in their tents by 10 o'clock. And we're pretty strict about that rule. We don't want anybody running around after that. Any questions about the itinerary? This is really the longest slide. We're going to breeze through the rest of these. We only have 10 minutes. Fast. Okay, cool. I see, Laura, you're typing. I'm going to go ahead and continue on, and then we'll come back to any questions you have. Monitor the fire. Actually, we put the fire out, Laura. So when we're done with our campfire program, we're going to douse the fire. That's something we absolutely have to do. A good call out.
And Renee said Chris is more than happy to help with the fire safety, building the fire and all that stuff. So we can sign him up for that. Thank you, Chris and Renee.
Much. If you guys want to, I'm not going to go over this. If you guys want to see this, this is the program. John, thanks for putting this together. This is the flag retirement program for how we burn flags to retire them. If you are interested in that, we're going to send out this presentation after the call today, and you should be able to see this for yourself. The menu, this is what everybody wants to know. For those that have camped with me, excuse me, it's going to be a similar menu. For those that haven't camped with us, I hope you're in for a treat. I really love our menu, and I think it's been a crowd pleaser. Friday night's going to be our hot dogs. This year we have gourmet, super ginormous quarter pounder hot dogs that we'll be serving up for dinner on Friday for those that are interested. And yes, we will have dinner ready for those coming in a little bit later. If you guys are coming in later and you haven't eaten already, we'll have leftovers for hot dogs.
Not
I
just
took off. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. It might have just been somebody off mute. It says turkey chili here, but I'm actually not doing turkey chili this year to kind of help us be frugal. We're going to do just the bean-based chili. It's going to be just as delicious. Just we're not going to have two chilies this year. We're just going to do one. It's going to be vegetarian-based for those vegetarian. And then baked potatoes. I do a baked potato bar. It'd be loaded baked potatoes. So that's dinner Friday. Saturday morning is breakfast burritos, eggs, bacon, onions, bell peppers, cheese, salsa, pretty much the whole gamut. Um, you serve yourself. You can make your own burritos as you see fit, and then we'll also offer fruit cups, yogurt, and granola bars, things like that that you can stock up on for the day ahead. Coffee, of course, that's a must. That'll be ready for all adults. We'll have a giant urn. We have power, so we'll actually set it to start brewing. It takes an hour to brew, but it'll be ready at 5 a.m. So any early risers, you will have coffee first thing. We bring all the fixings for coffee. Now, we don't bring any of the fancy syrups and things like that. So if you have that and you want to bring it for yourself, you're welcome to do that. I know, Becca, you like to bring a couple extra treats for your coffee. But we do have the basics of, stevia, Splenda, sugar, cream, for those that take it with cream. We'll also offer orange juice and water as beverages for the morning, apples and oranges as fruit options. A lunch is going to be grilled cheese, chips and a drink, or hamburgers, chips and a drink. There is also an option for cheeseburgers, chips and a drink. If there are any issues with that anybody sees that, dietary restrictions, just let me know. We're happy to add in some extra things or even just do like a one-off for anybody that needs it, and we can make something special. I don't want anybody to be hungry. That is counterproductive to our mission. So if you have a requirement, just reach out and let me know. Apples, bananas, and oranges for fruit on Saturday lunch. And then dinner is the main event. I'm going to smoke a ton of pulled pork. So we're going to do pulled pork, barbecue, sandwiches for lunch. For those that aren't into veg or aren't into barbecue, we're going to do hobo packets, which are a huge crowd favorite. Lots of fresh vegetables that go into those. Macaroni and cheese, which has also been really popular, and collard greens and baked beans.
And Adam,
So,
one quick note, there was some comments in the meeting, I meant to bring this up before now, that like some people don't like pork at all. So is there an option to like do like even like some frozen chicken like that's already cooked? Maybe we can reheat it or
I can
something.
serve. Yeah, it's so the pork option for those that are wondering why we continue to do pulled pork, it's just a cost. It's a cost effective means to feed a lot of people. But I understand that some people don't eat pork at all and just don't or might not like barbecue. So if I could get kind of a head count of folks that really are against eating pulled pork, I'm happy to make barbecue chicken or grilled chicken or any of those things. I have all the equipment to make that on site fresh for you. But I can't do it for the whole camp. I can't make, 20 pounds of,
A la carte.
chicken.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's
It
really
needs to
it's
be,
really a la carte.
yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody needs that, don't be shy. I don't want any, like I said, I don't want anybody to be hungry. I'm happy to cook. I did this last time, just for a couple of people they just really wanted chicken. So let me know and I'm happy to do that for you. We'll pull that aside for those folks. Sunday breakfast is grab and go because first it's going to be raining. Second, we need to be out by 10. So no hot breakfast on Sunday morning. It's going to be leftovers. Usually we have a ton of leftover pork that people bring or people take with them in the way of sandwiches, but we also have muffins, fruit cups, coffee, juice, those kinds of things, granola bars, and any leftovers. And then snacks for the weekend are fresh fruit, Go-Gurts, s'mores, apples and apple slices, granola bars, and Dutch oven desserts. If there are any suggestions or recommendations, I know we're really close on time here and I've got a couple more slides to go through. So anything menu related, don't hesitate to reach out. I am flexible and we can make changes. Mark, and I see you've got a question.
Yeah, I have a question about snacks. How does that work? Do you have it available for when a kid is
Yes.
hungry, they can just go grab a
Yes.
Go-Gurt, or is there a specific time?
No specific time. Any of the snack food is available 24/7. Well, at night we actually have to pick it up because there are skunks. I'll tell you about that in a minute. No bears at Woodruff, but we do have skunks, and they are a very vibrant population. There's a vibrant population of skunks at Woodruff. They're cute.
They're
but
very
they
friendly.
like to they are. They like to get into your food and your trash. Actually, had an encounter a week and a half ago with one. But
Yes.
yeah, so
It's
so
really
yes,
not that bad though. It's not that bad.
The food, the snacks are available for all scouts at all times. They can take whatever they want, whatever's out, they can have. If there's any drinks that they want, they can have them. There's plenty to go around. Yeah, good question though. Meal duty roster. So Friday night is AOL's. This is parents, by the way. So these are the parents that are going to be responsible. We're going to tap you guys while we're there at site on site. We need parents to help us with cleanup, setup, cleanup, those kinds of things. This is the duty roster for the weekend. We're trying to share the responsibility across our pack and not just have the same crew doing cleanup and setup every day. So, or at all meals, I should say.
Adam, don't you also have it set up? I thought there was like some were going to be doing cleanup and some are doing meal prep. Were you having like every?
Yeah,
we'll
break this up. We'll make it equitable. This is just a broad like so you can say we're on duty. We're on duty for Friday. We'll split it up. I don't know how many scouts we have for each of these dens, representing in each of these dens. So yeah, I don't know how many. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who's going to set up and tear down, but we're just going to make it easy for each meal. A den is going to be responsible for helping us with setup and takedown. Now, obviously, if anybody else wants to jump in and help, we'll take the help.
And I would like to stress wherever you can get your scouts to help, it's not just the adults. We would love the scouts to help clean up as well and cook if they're age appropriate. So
yep, they love it. My kitchen's open and I have for those that haven't camped with us, I have like a whole kitchen set up, an outdoor kitchen set up with tables and like assembly lines and things like that. Really safe place for scouts that have never cooked before that kind of want to jump in to learn how to do that. And I have a lot of fun doing it. So I'm also going to be your grub master for the weekend. So if you have any questions about food, feel free to reach out. This is my last slide for the night, right on time. 1 minute to spare. Becca, you had something else?
Well, we need help shopping. So Adam's going to be our grub master. He's going to be cooking, but anyone who can go to the store for us, that would be a huge help. Please, we can help put together the menu, like the shopping list for you. But we want to try to save on cost and be thrifty. If no one signs up, we're going to have to order it on Instacart and it's very expensive. And that's going to eat into our budget. So we can't do as much fun stuff. So if anyone could please help volunteer to purchase the stuff for us, that'd be great.
Indeed.
Thank you. Go ahead.
And so we're going to talk about all this stuff again on Tuesday. So today's the primer for Tuesday. But if you're thinking about it and you're thinking of ways to get involved, I could certainly use some help. As Becca mentioned, I've done this a couple of times now with the same menu. So I have a very detailed shopping list of everything that you need for each of the meals. So you can literally just go down and add everything to an Instacart with a pickup to save the money and just go pick it up. If that's really what we need is somebody to place the order and pick up the order and deliver it to me so I can pack it up. I have plenty of freezer space and refrigerator space to house all of this a couple days in advance. So anybody that wants to volunteer for that is welcome to do so. Lastly, this is my last slide. This is a really important slide. So for those that are still tuned in, the group me. After, I think, Thursday, Becca, we're no longer going to send out email communications. Did I read that right? It's going to be after Thursday. Every communication for the camp out is going to happen through GroupMe. So if you want to stay informed on things like weather or last minute changes and things like that, you're going to want to register with our GroupMe. Here's a QR code for you to scan. If you don't scan it here, there's also a link. This one will take you to the GroupMe. And then between the two is our PAC 770 website camping site. Becca has spent hours kind of detailing all of the do's and don'ts and recommendations and all sorts of nuggets. We've touched on some of them in this presentation, but there's a lot more that she's put out there for you guys to read. So if you haven't been out there, well, actually, I think everyone on this call has already been out there because you registered for camping.
Well,
Go back
they
and
registered. Yeah, but the FAQ, I know it's like a long list, but on the very bottom of the FAQ, there's actually a video on some tips and tricks on how to actually camp if you've never camped before. Things like putting your clothes in your sleeping bag before you go to sleep will make them warmer when you wake up in the morning. So if you go all the way down the bottom, yeah, right there where it says camping, go back up, sorry. What happened? It was there. No, go down, go down. Go down. It was in the FAQ spreadsheet. Well, now it's not here. Hang on. I have
here it is.
I have
Here it
Okay.
is. I scrolled
So
past it.
Yeah, so keep going down on the very bottom of the spreadsheet. Keep going. There's a camping video right there. Camping video tips and tricks. That's line 24. So this will take you to, this is actually somebody who used to be in our pack years ago, and I found it in our archives. It's actually really good. I watched it and I had forgotten some of these tips myself. So I know there are a lot of questions on some of this stuff from newer scouts that are first time camping. So please, den leaders, make sure anyone that's newer has access to this video. It's on the website. It's at the very bottom of the FAQ. Very, very helpful. Things like, do you ever bring food into your tent? Never, ever, ever. Like the biggest no-no. That's the quickest way to get ants and other critters coming after you. Yeah. So do not ever, if your kid wants to even bring just a small cracker, the smallest crumb is a big no-no. It's like a cardinal rule. So just some of these things, we only had an hour. I know we're past time now, but the website, there's a lot of intention behind a lot of questions we've had over the years. So if you're like losing sleep at night because you want to make sure you're prepared, go through every single FAQ question. It really touches on most everything you're going to need to know for this weekend. So thanks for letting me share that real quick.
Yep, no worries. And just to calm anybody's nerves if they're nervous about camping, if the worst happens, like your tent fails or you get wet your sleeping bag gets wet, we have extras. We always camp with extras. Nobody should be cold. Nobody should be hungry. Nobody should be wet. But do remember to bring shoes. That's one thing I don't have extras of, are shoes and clothing. So shoes and clothing, most important. I do have extra tents. I do have extra sleeping bags. I do have lots of food. So that's what I'll leave you guys with. Any questions for me before we wrap?
One last question. I believe Laura had a slide on rainproofing. Did that make it to this presentation?
Oh, Laura, I'm so sorry. I'll put that in for Tuesday. I meant to do that. So let me send that out. Laura, I'm so sorry. I was distracted. I got the scheduling side of it and I saw that you sent that in.
Yeah, because that's going to be helpful. Since we are going to have rain Saturday night into Sunday morning, we're going to want to look at Laura's preparations on how to do that.
Let me pull that up. Let me pull it up. It's not formatted for this. I have it right here. Hold on. I'm so sorry, Laura. Thank you for doing that.
Yes, very
I saw
helpful.
that come through. Open that for those that are able to stay for just a second. There we go. Here it is. It's this email. Yeah. Here we go. Let me bring this across. So, Laura, did you want to speak to the slide at all? See if I can zoom in a little bit. I don't know if you're still on.
Yeah, I can say just a couple of quick words. I just found this little infographic online somewhere, but to stay dry when it is raining, the two really important things are to set up your rain fly on top of your tent and to stake it out so that it's not touching your tent, because when it touches the tent, the water likes to just go through. And then the last piece is you should have a, I guess it's now called a footprint. That's new for me, but some kind of tarp or something that goes underneath your tent. You want to make sure that does not stick out, because if rain goes on top of it, it will just go in between the tarp and your tent and make your tent wet. So you want to make sure the tarp is all the way underneath the tent, like folded underneath.
Yes. And one really important thing about that is you always fold under, not over. If you fold over, you're creating a dog bowl. So your tent will sit in a bowl of water. So you always want to fold under, never fold up, fold down. That's one of the most important things there. But thank you for that.
That's it.
Also one thing that got me recently, and I've been camping for the better part of 30 years of my life. I had an old tent that was my old faithful, and I got it out and I looked at the seam tape, and the seam tape on the seams had come loose. It just dry rotted. And of course, it was I was out in the field and I got rained on and I got soaked. So if you have an opportunity to open a tent, if it's an older tent, just open it up before you come out camping and look at the seams. Make sure that you don't have what looks like whiteout tape hanging from the seams. That's the waterproofing that they put on at the factory. So if that happens, you're either going to need a new tent or you need to reseam your tent. They do sell seam tape if you're ambitious and want to do that. But depending on how much it costs, it might just be time for a new tent. But check that out. Again, I can't stress enough. We are expecting rain on Saturday night. I will keep an eye on the weather and let you guys know if anything changes and what the severity level is there. Any other questions for me? Thank you, Laura.
And just a reminder, everyone, we are going to be having our typical parent meeting on Tuesday. A portion of that will go towards camping and just answering some questions that were tonight, but there will be other topics that we'll be discussing on Tuesday, like our standard monthly meeting. So if you have any questions on how to access it, this link we're using right now, this Teams link is the same one we're going to be reusing every time. Anytime we do any virtual meetings with 1776 or 770, this is it. So you can bookmark this and just keep it handy. Cool. Oh,
well, thank you guys for joining. Oh yeah. I'm here to hang out. I'm here to hang out. I can hang out too.
Cool. Yeah, Chris, if you want to stay on, that'd be helpful. Everybody else, thank you, and see you Tuesday evening if you can make it, please. 8 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey guys, have a good night.
Bye.
All right, we had another question. If we need to chat afterwards about 77 gear and trailer. Oh yeah. I have I'm good. I have a trailer. I think the only equipment that we might need from 1776 might be some Dutch ovens. If we just have them in reserve, that would be great. For the size camp out that we have, I know that Laura's bringing a Dutch oven. Becca, you're planning to bring yours. We probably need no more than two other ones. I mean, we only have 40 people. There's those Dutch ovens